let's talk about discipline. For most of us, it just feels like this constant battle. We try to use sheer willpower to force ourselves to do things, and what happens? We usually end up exhausted and right back where we started. But what if that whole approach is just wrong? What if you don't actually need more discipline at all? Okay, let's dive into how that's possible.
Oh, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's January 1st, you've got the brand new gym membership, a kitchen full of healthy food, and you're ready to become a whole new person. And then, by January 4th, that gym bag is already collecting dust and you're ordering a pizza. Sound familiar? Of course it does. We've all been there. See, the problem isn't that you don't want it enough. It's that you're using the wrong strategy. And this quote, right here, this is the whole game. Forget about white-knuckling your way through everything. Instead, we're going to build a smart, personalized system. One that actually works with your brain and your natural energy, not against them. A system so well designed, it practically runs on autopilot.
Okay, so before you can build any kind of structure, you have to survey the land first, right? And in this case, the land is you. The foundation of a system that actually works isn't some fancy app or a complicated planner. Nope, it's just deep self-awareness. So where do we begin?
Here's your first assignment. For the next few days, I want you to become a scientist of your own life. Don't change a thing. Your only job is to watch and take notes. Just grab a notebook and jot down when you feel sharp and focused, when you feel kind of meh, and when you feel like you desperately need a nap. It might look something like 9:11 a.m. high, 2:04 p.m. low, 8:09 p.m. medium. That's literally it. And this right here, this is where most plans just completely fall apart. We try to cram our hardest, most brain-draining work into that 2 p.m. post-lunch slump, when our body is just screaming for a break. It's like trying to push a car uphill in the mud. It's not going to work. A good system matches your toughest tasks with your peak energy levels.
All right, the next part of understanding yourself is about getting brutally focused. We are all wired to chase a million goals at once, but that just divides our energy and our attention. So for the next 60 to 90 days, you have to choose only one. I'm serious, not two, not three, just one. We're going to call this your main axis. It's the single most important area you want to improve right now. Are you laser focused on a promotion at work, or maybe learning to code, getting your health back on track? Pick one. Your brain just can't build new, strong habits in 4 different directions at the same time. Trying to do that is honestly just the fastest way to burn out and get nothing done. All right, so we've got our foundation of self-awareness and we have our one single focus. Now it's time to build the engine of the system, the part that's actually going to create momentum and, get things done. This is your secret weapon, your non-negotiable task. It is one and only one tiny action that you do every single day. And the key word here is tiny. It has to be so small, so laughably easy that you can do it even on your absolute worst day, when you're tired, you're sick, and you have zero motivation.
This slide shows that transformation perfectly. On the left, you've got these big, scary goals that just make you want to procrastinate. But look at the right. Write 200 words? That's just a paragraph. Study for 20 minutes? That's less time than a single episode of a sitcom. 10 minutes of exercise? You can do that while you're waiting for your coffee to brew. We're turning mountains into molehills. So that tiny task is your key, and the way you turn it is with the 2-minute rule. See, procrastination isn't usually about the task itself. It's about the friction of just starting. So you make a deal with your brain. You say, look, I don't have to write my book. I just have to open the document and type for 2 minutes. That's it. After 120 seconds, you are totally free to stop. But the funny thing is, 99% of the time, once you've started, you'll just keep going.
Okay, we've got our task. Now we need to design our environment and our brain's reward system to make doing that task pretty much inevitable. This is where we stop relying on willpower and start relying on really smart design. Your brain runs on this chemical called dopamine. It's the reward molecule. Usually, we finish some hard work and what do? We immediately reward ourselves with a distraction, like scrolling social media. This actually trains our brain to crave the distraction, not the work. So we need to flip that. We need to train our brain to find the reward in the act of completion itself. The satisfaction of putting a check mark in a box, the pride of writing down, I didn't quit today. Believe it or not, these are incredibly powerful rewards that build momentum. So the first rule of designing your environment is simple. Make the good things easy.
Every single obstacle, no matter how tiny it seems, between you and your non-negotiable task makes it more likely you'll skip it. Your job is to get rid of those obstacles ahead of time.
So what does this actually look like? Well, if your task is a 10-minute workout, have your clothes and shoes sitting right there next to your bed. If you want to read more, put the book on your pillow so you literally have to move it to go to sleep. You want to make starting so frictionless that it's actually easier to just do the habit than to avoid it.
Now for the flip side. We have to make our bad habits, all those distractions, a little bit harder to get to. Look, willpower runs out, but you know what's forever? Laziness. So let's use that laziness to our advantage.
Each of these little things creates a small delay. Hiding an app means you actually have to search for it. Logging out of an account means you have to remember your password and type it in. Putting your phone in another room means you have to physically get up. And each little 5-second delay is a crucial pause. It's just enough time for your rational brain to jump in and ask, wait, is this really what I want to be doing right now?
Let's be real, life happens. You're going to get sick, you're going to be stressed, you'll be completely exhausted. Any system that doesn't have a plan for bad days is a system that's just designed to fail. So we need to build ourselves a safety net.
Before you even need it, you need to decide on your bad day minimum. What does 20% effort look like for you? If your goal is to write 200 words, maybe the minimum is just writing 3 sentences. If it's a 10-minute workout, maybe it's doing one single set of push-ups. The goal on these days isn't progress, it's participation. It's all about not breaking that chain of consistency.
And when you do stumble, because you will, this is the mindset you have to adopt. Missing a day is not a moral failing. It doesn't mean you're lazy or undisciplined. It is simply data. All it means is that the system needs a small tweak, not that you are somehow broken.
Now, all of this might seem like a bunch of small, simple steps, but their effect when you put them all together is, well, it's profound. This system isn't just about getting things done. It's about fundamentally changing how you see yourself.
This is the real magic. Every single time you do your tiny, non-negotiable task, you're giving your brain concrete proof that you are the type of person who follows through. You're not just hoping to be a writer, you are proving you are one, 200 words at a time, and that new identity becomes way more powerful than any fleeting feeling of motivation.
So let's just recap the entire system real quick. 1. Pick one thing to focus on. 2. Define a laughably small daily action. 3. Use the 2-minute rule to just get started. 4. Train your brain to enjoy the work. 5. Have a backup plan for bad days. And 6. With every action, cast a vote for the person you want to become. That's it. That is a system that can actually work for you.
So I'll leave you with this question. Forget about all the grand, sweeping plans for just a moment. Based on that one main axis that matters most to you right now, what is the one tiny, simple 2-minute action you can commit to starting tomorrow?